This is Gotta Talk About It, and you're listening to the fellas.
Hey, who's that guy doing the bumper rotation, doing the lead-ins, doing the little slogans right before our show starts?
Oh, that's the announcer.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Jay.
All right, I don't know where we got the budget for that from. I think you're fucking with the books. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. No, you know, it's what we can afford.
Yeah, well, you know, we could always open up a casino. Hey, segue into a movie. Yeah, we were actually gonna review Blade Runner today, but for some reason the schedule just became fucked. Like 8 ways from Sunday.
Yeah.
Dane has been shut down. There's a software malfunction. He's down. We were supposed to have a special guest speaker in. We had this big thing we were gonna do with Blade Runner. It's all fucked up. So
yeah.
we're postponing that. So we had to pull something out of the archives at the last minute, and we saw The House. When it came out with Will Ferrel and Amy Poehler, we'd seen that, and you would think, it's not relevant now. But the DVD just came out, or is coming out this week, whatever. So, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and review that. You know, it's a solid flick.
Yeah, it's a solid flick.
Yeah. The House, for those of you who can still remember it, basically, it's one of those movies where they make fun of modern suburbia. The same sort of modern suburbia that would cause me to, like, hang myself autoerotic asphyxiation style rather than bother talking to my neighbors.
Oh.
Movies like, what's that one with Tom Hanks? The Burbs. Keeping from suburbia, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And basically, you know, you have this WASP couple, Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. They're Scott and Kate Johansson. Their daughter...
Their only daughter.
Alex, yeah, their only child, of course. Alex, played by Ryan Simpkins. She's going off to college, but for those of you who never bothered going to college, and good for you, college is like a financial death sentence. It's expensive as shit. It's like $50,000 per semester now.
It wasn't used to be that way.
Well, it was going that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
You know, when everyone's basically guaranteed enough money to go to college by the government, you know, in an open market society, what's that going to lead to? Yanking up the prices, because everyone can get it. And because you want to make sure you get all this free money, you don't want to make the classes too hard. You want to make it more enticing to go to your school. So I'm just going to teach shit, because, you know, you can come here and you're guaranteed to graduate. I'm fucking over your future, but what do I care? Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So
don't worry about it.
We saw The House. They were supposed to get like this scholarship from their community, but because of some shenanigans within some corruption within the politicians, that money goes away. So now they have to pay for college on their own. And of course, they can't afford that.
Yeah.
So in steps the best friend of Will Ferrell, my boy Jason Mantzoukas. He plays a guy named Frank. He is getting a lot of good roles.
Yeah.
I think because of Nick Kroll. And the guy's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. He kind of plays the same character all the time.
He's typecast like a motherfucker.
A guy
he plays
in distress.
The insane guy.
Yeah.
The guy who's just mentally disturbed. And he got his big break on the show The League on FX, playing a guy who's, again, mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
And he was like Nick Kroll's brother on the show, his brother-in-law. And he just ran with it. The guy's awesome.
Yeah.
The guy's good. He's pretty funny. So he has a gambling addiction. And he's like, hey, you know, you guys should go to Vegas with me. And so they go to Vegas. In a matter of about half an hour, they already made just about enough to pay for her to go to college in 4 years. And then on one hand, they lost all of it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, man, what the fuck? He said, no, that's how it works. The house always wins. Yeah, but we had all that money. Yeah, but the house is going to take it. That's just the way it is.
You become addicted to what you're doing.
So they came up with the idea, hey, you know what? Let's just start up a casino in our house over in suburbia, and everybody will come and gamble and lose all their goddamn money.
Yeah. Towards the beginning of the movie, when they were denied their scholarship, the city or their town was going to be able to put up a pool with certain entertainment qualities and properties to keep the town folks happy.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, no one really cared.
No one really cared. It was kind of sad to see that they didn't want to give their family the scholarship that she deserved.
Because I think the entire town probably pays like HOA fees or whatever. And when that happens, you do end up with almost every time.
Yeah.
The community ends up with way more money than they actually need. So if you're going to have the money moving back and forth, the only way you can skim off that money is to show that the money was being used for something. Otherwise, it's like,
it's going to disappear.
Yeah. I mean, let's say you want to take the money. You're corrupt as shit.
Okay.
You want the money. If the money's just sitting there, you can't conceivably take the money without someone saying, hey, you know, we're missing $10. Oh, yeah, Ray was just here.
Yeah.
You know, he took out $10. It's like, all right, well, what the fuck? Now you're in the hot seat. But let's say the money's there and you're like, oh yeah, we need $110 to pave the sidewalk. Okay, so you take out $110, give $100 to the sidewalk pavers, and put $10 in your pocket. So that's
skimming off the top.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's why they're putting up the big pool. So that Nick Kroll's character, who's
the city councilman.
Yeah, he's not the mayor. He's the councilman for the community. He's Bob. He's banging his secretary, Dawn, played by Allison Tolman. A lot of comedians in this.
Yeah.
And he's spending all sorts of money from the city on her in a bid to get her to leave her husband. So he's like, yeah, I have to constantly have us doing projects and shit so I can skim money. So I can get her like diamond rings and shit and take her out and this and that or whatever. So they open up the casino.
Yeah, and they actually spend quite a bit of detail trying to get to the casino without trying to bring up any kind of police attention, which is actually kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, and it's also completely unnecessary. It's just that they were so new at this. It's like, what you have to do to get to the guy's house for the illegal casino stuff is you have to go through the meat market.
Buy a ticket.
You have to buy something. No, buy anything. Just so you can have a receipt that shows that that's where you were at that time, not at a casino. Oh, I was at a grocery store. Here's my receipt. When you buy something, you go across, leave your car there, go across the street into like the forest through some bushes, remove a fake fence that's supposed to separate something, and then you go, when you get like to the very back of his house, then you go into the hurricane
shutters.
The underneath the hurricane thing.
The tornado was it?
Whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
You open up his hurricane basement thing, you come up into the casino, and I'm like, that's a lot of fucking work.
It is a lot of work.
Just park your car a block away and walk to his fucking house.
But then someone would actually complain now.
About what?
About constant cars being parked in front.
It doesn't matter if there's constant cars parked in front if it's legal.
Oh.
I mean, you may not like it, but yeah, fucking tough titty. It's legal.
Well, I guess.
But no,
right there.
it's, that's, who cares? It's funny that they're taking the whole thing so seriously. And the basic joke of it is, these are people who lack such sophistication.
Yeah.
They're very homegrown, simple folks. They're trying to be high rollers. They're trying to be mob-like. I mean, they try to dress stylish.
That doesn't come until afterwards.
Yeah, like, for instance, Will Ferrell's character is wearing, he's constantly going around with these shades because he wants to look like, what's his name from Casino?
Robert De Niro.
De Niro, yeah, he wants to be De Niro's character. He slicks his hair back, and he's constantly wearing shades, but they're fucking women's shades. So he kind of looks ridiculous walking around wearing women's shades, but whatever. He pulls it off, and he's got this old 1970s, 1960s looking plaid casino jacket on. This movie is basically filled with a lot of individual scenes.
Yes.
That are genuinely funny because I'm kind of bitter and jaded at this point. I did not think that Will Ferrell could still make me laugh.
I mean, Jason Montezuka's character really made this movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because he kept upgrading the house without telling them. He must have spent twice as much money upgrading the house. Because at first they had makeshift casino-type games.
Yeah, it looked like something he made in his backyard.
Yeah, but then every other day there will be something new.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like in the pool in his backyard, he's got like a wet bar. They're serving drinks at the pool. He's got massage parlor. One bedroom is the strip club.
One bedroom is the comedy club.
Yeah, they got the comedy club in there. I think that was the garage.
Yeah.
I think the garage was the comedy club. He's got the salon where they do the nails and everything.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it a real casino.
Yeah, it's like, this is where we're going to make all the money, right here. And it's
like,
the nail salon.
And they're like, how much did you fucking spend on all this? Why are you doing this? People just want to come and spend their money and leave. But because of all that extra stuff, he's getting people from like other cities.
Yeah, the word was spreading. And I was even talking to Ant about, look, if this was in my neighborhood, I would go there. Because there's no cover fee, apparently. You just go there to hang out and buy probably their liquor.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous because it was so, like, cool. And then there's a scene here where two women have an argument. No, it was actually two men have an argument.
Oh, yeah. Because the whole thing is they're all so bored. The small little petty grievances you would have in a suburban type town, you really wouldn't air it because
you're just gonna keep it
spread too easily.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you heard about what so and so said about you, so and so said. You just basically shut up and you deal with it.
Yeah.
Like what I would do, like, I fucking hate this guy. I just kind of swallow it up. But you got Cedric Yarborough, the tubby black dude. He plays this dude named Reggie. Now, the guy that he was angry at looked scary.
Yeah.
That dude looked like a freaking white supremacist. I think it was Kyle Kinane.
Yeah,
I think
it
that's
was
who
him, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Reggie and Garvey. And he's like, yeah, you borrowed my fucking leaf blower like 2 months ago. I ain't seen it back. And he's kind of like, dude, you're fat as shit. You pay some Mexicans to fucking clean your yard. What do you need with the goddamn leaf blower? And, they were about to get into it because, this dude was losing his money. He's getting kind of heated. It kind of blew up. They started to get into it.
The instigating.
Right. But
build
it was
up of the
instigating
fight.
On purpose. See, Jason, he breaks it up. Guys, look. You can't fight in here without the house getting this cut. So they go and they make like they're gonna be hosting their own fights now, like the Mandalay Bay or something in Vegas. Yeah, we're gonna host fights, and they had people taking bets on the fight.
What's even funnier is that they didn't even have boxing gloves in the house. They had to manually make boxing gloves themselves out of duct tape.
Yeah,
all they did was just tape around their knuckles with duct tape, and they were ready to go. And then
here's the funny thing though. The fight between these two guys, very anticlimactic.
It was.
He hit him one time and
the guy
knocked him out.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, they're not fighters.
But
man.
before then, one of the guys was saying, you know what? We're going to promote this like a race war. Race war.
Oh, no, that was
Jason. That was Jason.
Race war! Because everybody was trying to hype it up.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we got to get the audience hyped. And he's like, race war! Because one guy's black, the other guy's white, and everybody was like, oh, no, man. That's
not cool.
Yeah, you went too far. Pull it back a little bit. Pull it back. And his characters are always like that. But the cool thing is, that fight kind of fell flat. Yeah, they got their money, but it fell flat. These two guys don't know shit about fighting. They're overweight and they're tubby to suburbanites. But these two women...
They were at each other's throats from the beginning of the movie.
From the beginning of the movie, they were just like catty as all hell. And they start talking shit. So they're like, yo, toss them in the ring. They get in there. And they just start beating the shit out of each other.
They're tearing up the house, man. The house is getting torn up.
It left the ring, and they were just tearing shit up. I forget which characters those were. I think it was Allison Tolman.
No, it was
the chick was named Rachel, wasn't it?
Yeah, her name was Rachel.
Yeah, so and they're just going, they're just house moms. They're just fucking beating the shit out of each other, man, because they just had this catty anger towards one another.
And it actually helped their characters out because they're a little bit more loose. But except for the character that lost, though, she was just pent up with the rage showing up at the city council.
Yeah, because she wanted to fight anybody.
Yeah.
To get her win back.
Yeah.
She was going around, she's all bandaged up, like, what the hell happened to your face? None of your fucking business. What, you getting in my business now? I'll knock your fucking ass out. And this is just a nice, sweet woman who just lost in the fight. She's all bandaged up. And she's like, I'm going to take your ass out to the parking lot and skin you down. It's like, God damn, relax.
Every time you go look at the casino, an upgrade. There's like more workers. There's the gold painted mannequins that just made it look legit. The house isn't that big, but he made it look so huge.
Well, it looked huge because there was no furniture.
Yeah.
Because his wife left him and took like everything of value, including all the furniture. So he was like sleeping on the floor and eating off napkins.
Yeah.
So it was like the house was empty.
I feel bad for him, but he looks like a disheveled man.
Even when he's not acting. Yeah, he always looks like that. That's his gimmick. Just like Zach Galifianakis' gimmick is being a man-child, this dude's gimmick is being a fucking mess.
The one thing I thought was going to happen was the Nick Kroll, I know he was the kind of like the villain in the movie. And I thought
I knew that was coming.
His name was Bob, so I thought, you're going to get Bobby Bottle Service.
Oh, that would have been perfect, dude. Yo, my name is Bobby Bottle Service. What's up?
He'd get drunk and then he'll go with that line, but
I don't want to be disrespectful, but I would be much respectful if you let me into your anus. It's some Bobby Bottle Service for you. That'd have been nice, but for the most part, all the characters, all the actors pull their weight. The movie really
hits its stride once
they start letting it go to their heads.
Yes,
the three of them, Will Ferrell, Amy, and Jason, because they've become big players.
Yeah,
and everybody around town knows those are the casino.
And that
people.
Was by accident too.
Right, because there's this guy who came in who was actually part of a crime family, and he was counting cards, and they're like, okay, we got to take him, put him in the back, and make an example of him, and they don't know what to do. So while they're trying to intimidate him, they're fighting over an axe, and Will Ferrell accidentally chopped the guy's fucking finger off.
Yeah, and the thing is, they put his arm in a vice grip, something out of Casino.
That's the whole reason they did it. Cause they're like, we have to do what the guys did in Casino. They put his arm in a vice grip, so his fingers was like sticking out, and he accidentally chopped one of his fingers off with an axe. It when he gets covered in the guy's blood, he's screaming and he walks out of the room into the casino covered head to toe in blood and gore. And everybody's like freaking out. And then that's where he gets the nickname.
The Butcher.
The Butcher. Because they all like get a nickname. I don't know why Amy Poehler got the nickname The Burner.
The Burner, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It was actually kind of funny afterwards, though. Yeah. Because she was using that gimmick in a really good way.
They all were, because once it started getting to their head and they got all, respected, they had to go out, because people would take a line of credit at the casinos. They're like, yeah, we got to go out, got to get our money. Because, guy Robert De Niro, he wouldn't let you just, have credit and not pay up. So they're going out shaking people down. It was just like funny as hell, man. And people would see him coming. I got your money, please, man, please. I got your money. It's all there. You can count it. You can count it. And they're like, I don't need to count it because not here. I'm going to be back. And I'm going to take what's missing out of your hide.
That was Cedric. So he couldn't even look at him. He
couldn't even look him in the eyes. He was just like scared. He's just like, just take the money and don't hurt me. It was fucking hilarious. The ending to me fell flat a little bit because basically they were found out. Nick Kroll, Bob, who's dirty as all hell. He's embezzling money out of the city. He's like, all right, I'm going to take all this money. We're going to give it back to the community. And, you guys are going to stay out of jail. He's just going to take the money and take off.
Yeah, robbing them.
Right. Basically, what appears to be the only cop in the whole goddamn town is like, hey, they need that. They only did this for their kid. Do you want to just tell them to shut it down and they can take the money and send her to college and we'll be done? He's like, no, you're not going to log it. We're going to let this happen and this and that. So the cop helps him basically break into City Hall and steal the money back. Yeah. Jason, he just wanted to be able to buy his house because, he didn't have the money to pay for it anymore. He's going to lose it. But the house ended up burning to the ground. So he's like, oh, well, I'll just tell the insurance company.
It's a big
my wife
house,
took
man.
my wife took all the valuable stuff out, but I'll just tell the insurance company it was still in there. So now I have the money to buy a whole new house. Get the whole house fixed, built back up from scratch, and it'll be paid off.
Yeah.
Because the insurance company is going to cover it. So, all that worked out. I wanted there to be a little bit more for the ending.
I mean, it was kind of climactic when the real mob boss came in, but, let's not spoil that.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother saying spoilers because I don't want to. All the funny stuff I'm telling you can be seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
So we're not spoiling anything. I just want to say, it's worth seeing enough that I shouldn't have to spoil anything for you. All in all, I will say Will Ferrell, he's still got it. Amy Poehler, just based on the stuff she's been in, and because right before she left was the beginning of Saturday Night Live becoming a festering pile of unfunniness.
Yeah.
I just assumed she wasn't funny anymore. Now, clearly, she didn't write any of this. I'm pretty sure Will Ferrell wrote some of this stuff in there, especially his own lines.
Yeah. But ad-libbed it probably.
I do know now that if you give her a good script and a good character, she can be funny.
Yeah.
But everyone tells me Parks and Recreation. Everyone tells me she's funny. I've never seen it. So clearly, she can be funny.
In
she wasn't
Sisters,
funny
she was awful, man.
Sisters was painful. I sat through that train wreck and I was like, oh, it was bad. She really held her own, and she was very funny in her own rights. Really reminds me of a house mom.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, you could kind of look at her as a middle-aged housewife. You can look at her and say, man, I bet when she was young, she was hot. You can look at her and say, I bet she was just hot as hell when she was young. And look at her now, it's like, yeah, you're wearing mom jeans.
Yeah.
You're wearing nothing form-fitting.
I have to say, I'm not really attracted to her, but there was scenes in this movie where she was actually pretty attractive, like more attractive than I've seen her in most movies. Even when they try to doll her up, she actually looked attractive.
She's dignifyingly pretty, right? I wouldn't look at her and say, man, that's a piece of meat right there, boy. I'll slip my fingers down the crack of that. No, she ain't that. But you would look at her and be like, okay, if I was past my prime and I had to settle down, I could do worse. And at the end of the day, isn't that the best thing you can say about your wife? You look your wife in the eye and say, baby, you know what? What's that? I look at you and think of all the years that we were together and how you used to look then and how you look now. I could have done a lot worse. And that's love. That is love right there. I could have done a lot worse. That brutal honesty, that's what makes a marriage work. And these two characters here, she looks like the sort of wife you could say, yeah, I could have done a lot worse.
Did she hit the wall?
All women over 33 hit the wall. But, she's been very graceful about it. Yeah. It's like she had her seatbelt on and the airbags deflated. They popped out. So she didn't get too brutalized by the wall. But, yeah, it's all good. So, Ray, what are you going to give the house?
I'm going to give this a high matinee. This
High
is
matinee?
a high matinee.
Alright.
It was funny, man. When you see a Will Ferrell movie, you don't really see bad Will Ferrell movies.
Mm-hmm.
You can just find that you'll chuckle quite a bit in most of his movies. They're never, ever that bad. There hasn't been a Will Ferrell movie I didn't leave the theater and not be disappointed. You know, I just get what I'm going to get in some solid comedy scenes and sketches.
All right. Well, this has me feeling guilty. I'll say it like this. If this were still in theaters, I would give this a high matinee. No, I'm sorry. If this were still in theaters, I would give this a full price.
Oh, wow.
It's not in theaters. It's on DVD now.
Yeah.
So, really, I'm going to say a matinee.
Yeah.
A very high matinee. Very good movie. Very funny.
It's worth picking up.
It is well worth picking up. I wouldn't even rent it on Netflix. I'd say buy it, put it on your bookshelf. It's there. So at some point, someone wants to see it. You say, you gotta see this shit. You put it on, boom, it's right there. It is well worth keep. That's the way we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess, man, that's it. I feel kind of disappointed. I feel like we shortchanged people.
No,
today.
it's okay. It's okay. You know, we're gonna hit them pretty hard with that Blade Runner review when it comes.
Yeah, we'll make it like an hour long.
Yeah.
Like back in the olden days.
We'll add extra music and we'll add slow walking.
All right, let's not get crazy now.
Yeah, okay. You know.
I mean, that shit costs money. Every time you play music, that's more money out of my pocket.
All right, guys. Don't forget to visit our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com. And don't forget to subscribe. Damn, Dane and his freaking upgrades.
I don't even know why you bother with that shit. I say just toss him in the garbage and just have M sit in his chair.
All because
from
he thinks he saw the Blade Runner. You know, he wants to live a life that doesn't exist.
he knows that shit's not real, right?